Accountability. It's a word most people avoid because accountability is painful. It means looking at your life and saying, this is my fault, and that realization hurts. But something powerful happens the moment you say those words. If it's my fault, it's my responsibility. And if it's my responsibility, it's my power to change it. The moment you stop blaming the world is the moment your future becomes yours. Accountability isn't punishment. It's freedom.
This is back to that one big goal. If you guys decide that in one day that you're going to create, I've never made any social media posts before or long form video. Starting January 1st, I'm going to make a long form video every week, and I'm going to make 20 conversations a day, even though I haven't even made 5 conversations a day this year. And by the way, I'm going to go on this super strict diet. I'm going to work out every single day. I'm going to do all this. What are your odds of completing any of it? Very low, right? Now, if you put some leverage behind it and you put some training behind it, it's really good for 1 or 2 things, but you need to focus on one habit and then get that habit consistent before you stack another habit. If you're gonna do your prospecting every day, it needs to be your prospecting. If you're gonna shoot content every day, it needs to be your content. Once you consistently do it, add something. That's how you build success. Track your streaks, consistency turns into actions and into autopilot habits. Once again, we already determined habits require 66 days. Does anybody know how many days it takes to become a pathway? So at 365 days, your brain converts your habit into a neural pathway. Instead of it being super, super easy, it becomes automatic. The science says that we can create new neural pathways all the way up until the day we die. So it's not like I'm 90 and I can't create a new neural pathway, or I'm 50 and I can't create a new neural pathway. That's not the case. We're creating new neural pathways all the way up until the day we die. I'm nowhere near a new neural pathway with my health routine yet, but I will get there. And once I get there, it'll be a path. Do you think I've ever been there in the past? I actually have. But what had to happen for me to get out of it? I had to create a neural pathway that was bad. I had to do something bad for a year, like not work out for a year, to create a new neural pathway that stopped me from the path that I was on. Same thing with my diet, same thing with anything, with your relationships, with your business. If you do something bad for a lengthy period of time, that's going to become the easy path for your brain. Your brain is always going to take the easiest path. This is science. So to build successful habits, you have to do them over and over again. When you're committed, you find a way. When you're interested, you find an excuse. I'm gonna give you guys my favorite, interested versus committed, okay? This is how I consider interested versus committed. When I had bacon and eggs on Saturday, the chicken was interested and the pig was committed. That's committed to me. Like, I'm going to do this even if I have to die to make it happen. You guys, the first time that I had to make calls at midnight, I can assure you I never had to make calls at midnight again. I had a deal with my coach at the time, Bill Pipes, that I had to set 2 appointments every single day. And I'd been going months setting 2 appointments a day. I was obviously a little higher in my career, right? My deal with Bill was that if I don't set 2 appointments every single day, I have to eat cat food on stage at the Superstar Retreat, Mike Ferry's big thing. I hate to break it to you, cat food in the 90s was not what cat food today is. It was like Friskies with bones in it. Like, it was nasty, gnarly shit. There was no gourmet cat food that I could buy and eat on stage in front of 6,000 people. Now, once again, you guys have already heard what I do when I have my own commitment to shave my head. Obviously, if I don't make my appointments, I'm freaking eating cat food, right? By the way, I made Bill wash all of our cars in a Speedo, and I had lunch catered with 100 people. We're brutal on this stuff sometimes. I've made people fly to Park City and shovel snow in my driveway multiple times. Clients. We're brutal on this, but you know what? They get their business going. They achieve their goals. 1 week came, something happened, and I was behind, and it was Friday, and I'm like 4 appointments behind, and I'm making my calls. And at 10 o'clock, I'm still 1 appointment down. And the next thing, it's like 11:45 at night, and I'm still an appointment down, and I'm freaking out because I'm gonna have to eat cat food on stage. So I'm calling my friends now, saying, we need to have lunch tomorrow, or breakfast tomorrow, or dinner tomorrow, and we need to talk about your house. And my friends, it's 11:45 at night. You lost your mind. And I'm like, just shut up and say yes that you'll meet me for lunch tomorrow. I'll explain tomorrow. Multiple friends, no, click. Friends. Finally, one of my friends makes the appointment and says, okay, boom. And I go on the appointment, I tell him, he's laughing, we're having a good laugh the next day. Everything that you guys have heard about my scheduling today happened that day. That was the day that everything changed. Because something happened in my brain that night that said, I don't ever want to do that again. That following Monday, I'm like, I wonder if I can make 10 appointments in one day. Never in my life had I worked past 2 appointments in a day, ever. In the 5-10 years that I've been in real estate already. I set my 2 appointments and I stopped and I started doing other stuff. I'm like, yeah, I set my appointments. That next Monday, I dialed for 10 hours. Right? I think I set 8 appointments that day or something like that. The next morning, I set my other 2 appointments. And then I set all the appointments for Tuesday afternoon and Wednesday. And I'm like, I've got nothing on my schedule for Thursday and Friday. I'm like, hey, honey, it looks like we're gonna go to the bar early on Friday and I'm gonna golf on Thursday. She's like, what? I'm like, yeah, I got all my appointments done early. Something clicked in my head and all of a sudden I'm like, I'm gonna get my shit done early every week from now on. Here we are, 35 years later, me still doing it with coaching every day. If you guys follow successful habits, it will be the difference between having success and not. That's why this is so important. Accountability, we've all talked about this already. I'm gonna give you this as a high level. I coach a lot of really big guys, you guys already know that, but I'm gonna tell you this. Every single person I coach that's making more than $1 million a year, every single one of them has a few things in common. I'm gonna tell you what they are. Every single one, no matter what, does script practice and role play. They have a design, they're constantly learning, they're constantly working on their skills. Every single one of them does prospecting. Every single one of them. My clients that are making $10 million a year, and I have multiple clients making $10 million a year, are doing prospecting every day, okay? Every one of them has multiple levels of accountability. So that means they have accountability with their teammates, they have accountability with their coach, they have accountability with their spouse, they have multiple levels of accountability. You guys, is accountability always bad? No, so some of us run away from fear and some of us run towards pleasure. I have a client right now who has 2 young kids. She has to do a certain number of calls every single day. She went to her young kids, says, if mommy does her calls every day, I'm taking you to Disney World. So she comes in and sends me pictures of her monitor every day because her little young kids write notes and leave them on her. Mom, you can do it for us. She's crying, sending me these pictures. I'm like, that's so awesome. Her accountability is, I'm not gonna let my children down. It doesn't matter what your accountability is. Your accountability could be, if I do this, I'm going to Italy for 45 days. If you don't think there was a ton of accountability on myself this year for us to do this trip, you're wrong. I used that win, that reward, as a tool to enforce my skills, my scripts, and my daily activities. It's just that simple. So find an accountability partner. Get somebody who calls you out on your BS, not just the cheerleader, right? Set regular check-ins. Once again, I've got to send 5 text messages from the treadmill or from the gym every morning, 5 days a week. Now, I'm only 2 pounds away from not having to do that anymore, thank God, right? But that's 60 pounds ago that I've been doing it, right? Iron sharpens iron, right? Push each other to stay on track and motivate each other. I have a client, and Chris knows him. They run a big brokerage in Vancouver, 300 plus agents. His accountability was he had to email me his update every day. That seems like a pretty easy accountability. Not like you have to do this every day. It doesn't matter what the update was. You just have to send me an email of what you got done every day and what you didn't get done. He missed. Adam, Sean's partner. The accountability was, if you don't, you shave your head live on the Tom Ferry Elite page. Big, beautiful, full head of hair too. right? So he forgets to email me. They're shaving his head live. This is a guy that's making millions and millions of dollars, so I'm a little concerned like he's gonna fire me. He's a team mastery client, right? It gets way, way worse. His partner is like a lot like me. He's a little bit of a jokester. So they shave his head and they shave half of his head. And then they hand the clippers to one of the agents and the agent leaves the office. And there's a whole office laughing live on the Tom Ferry Facebook page. And they've told me and I'm watching it and I'm like, oh shit, I'm getting fired for sure. Like this client's gonna fire me. But it's so funny, I'm laughing my ass off. He has to get up, laughing, gets in his car and drive to a barbershop to have them finish shaving his head. I'm like, that's accountability. Right? Find that partner that keeps you on track. Friends accept excuses, coaches won't. Right? Find that person that's gonna call you on your shit and you will get done what you wanna get done. Once again, we started this conversation with, if you're not willing to be held accountable, it means you're not committed to doing what the activity is. If you're telling yourself today that you're gonna make $500,000 next year, then you need to be willing to be held accountable at a very high level. Look, if you mess up and you have to be held accountable, the idea is that it keeps you from messing up again. The idea is not that you're not going to make this mistake. The idea is that it's gonna keep you from quitting. The fact that I ate the cake and shaved my head, the fact that I had to pay $500 because I missed a workout. By the way, when I paid that $500, I didn't miss the workout. I literally forgot. I'm like, I'm gonna do a workout this afternoon. No big deal. I got tired. I laid down to take a rest. It was like 6 o'clock. I went to sleep. I fell asleep. Right? I literally forgot. Guess what happens on my phone at 6 o'clock every night now? There's 5 alarms, 6:05, 6:10, 6:15, and I keep them on permanent. I'm never gonna let that happen again because if it comes 6 o'clock and I haven't got my workout, I'm gonna go get my workout in really quick. It's just simple stuff. Once again, I knew we were doing this all day today. As I told you guys, I got in at after 1 last night. I went to the gym and I worked out this morning. I can assure you that I did not want to work out. And if I had not had that accountability, I would not have worked out today. I put myself in a situation, in a position to where I can't allow myself to not do the activities that I need to do to hit my goal. I don't expect you guys to be as crazy as what I just explained to you, but I expect you to set multiple levels of accountability if you're serious about hitting your goals. Okay? Keep it visible. Scorecard. Update it weekly, update yourself, honest, laser focused, celebrate wins and confront gaps. This is that difference between running from fear and running towards pleasure. If accountability scares you, make the accountability easy, but then also set a huge reward if you hit your goal. Hey, what happens if you hit $500,000 next year? Okay, I'm gonna buy myself a new car, or I'm gonna buy an investment property. Set a reward for doing it. And now you have 2 things driving you, one driving you towards and one driving you away from the fear. If the accountability, if the fear of not doing it is greater than the fear of doing it, it'll get done. Our ideas are worthless without action, you guys. So this is it. What are you guys gonna do this week, besides for us doing our business plan today, to move yourselves towards what you want to achieve this coming year? Imagine what you're all capable of. When I say I want to win a Pulitzer Prize in photography, what goes through your mind? I just got to put myself in the right spot. Now that's not for everybody. Figure out what your goal is for next year, what you want to achieve, or even in 5 years or 10 years. Back it out and let's make it happen. Schedule, systematize, right? Put all the key activities in your calendar. Don't leave time to chance. Like, leverage your systems, your CRM, your task apps, your checklist, whatever it is, whatever system you're using. I don't care if it's a yellow notepad, leverage it. Whatever works for you. I've got a lot of clients that still have a daily calendar in a book. Do you think I give them shit? No. Whatever's working for you. Should we move them into some digital stuff? Yes, of course, but that's a whole nother story. Automate or delegate lower value tasks. Believe it or not, you guys may not realize this, but everybody in this room should have a virtual assistant. Here's the problem that you guys will struggle with this. I can't afford to spend money on a virtual assistant. Once again, if you spent the money on a virtual assistant, what would happen if you freed up 20 hours of your week every single week for the rest of the year, and then you applied that 20 hours properly? Do you think you would not pay for your virtual assistant for the entire year in 1 month? For sure. Stop overthinking, you guys. This is your fatal flaw. Everybody in here is going to overthink this. Everybody in here is going to think I can't do that, or everybody's in here going to think that's too hard. Everybody in here is going to make an excuse in their brain on why you can't achieve your goals next year. Stop. Stop. Every one of you can achieve your goals. Fail forward. Every time you make a mistake, fail forward. There are going to be distractions. There are going to be times when you get punched in the face. You have to get back on the horse. You cannot quit, right? You have to just step back. You have to fail forward. It has to be a blessing or a lesson. And if you do that, you hit your goals. The only one who can stop you is you.